Hi everybody, here's my WebQuest. My name is Michelle Gabaldon and I'm seeking to be certified as a physical education teacher as well as a health teacher. So you can see here that the WebQuest is designed to get students thinking about the food that they eat, in particular fast foods that are available to them um, during the day. So um, here's introduction. It's for 9th to 12th grade. And it's going to be a comparison between fast food and healthy food selection. So you can see here it explains that most kids today, well, a lot of kids today have access to fast foods, and in particular, the ones in this area or in my area that I picked to include in this web quest are ones that are within walking distance of high school students. And in my area in particular, it's not a closed campus, so they have access to, I don't know, about 4 to 5 fast food areas that they can reach during their lunchtime. And here's the task. So the task is for the students to look into what possible foods they might choose when they go to a fast food restaurant that's close to them. And then they're going to come up with a more nutritional version that has the same amount of calories as the fast food, so they can compare the two as far as nutritional value. And here in the process, it's a little bit more detailed. So there's going to be 3 people in the group. One's going to be a researcher, the other one's going to be a nutritionist, and then the other is going to be a presentation designer. The researcher is going to research the foods that are cultivated in the area. So here it's very high agricultural area, so they should be able to find foods that are cultivated locally. They could find them at the farmer's market, for example. But this is so that they become aware of what's available to them. Many times people do not realize how privileged they are because in many areas fresh vegetables are not available, but here they are. So that is what the researcher is going to do. And then the nutritionist is going to take the nutritional facts from the meal that they choose, as well as some of the information from the researcher as far as what's available in our area, and then compare those two things. And the presentation designer is going to take the information from the researcher and the nutritionist, and he or she is going to create a PowerPoint presentation. Before they are finished, they are going to have to meet as a group and work together to compare the different nutritional values and come up with a conclusion. So, for example, one thing that I would hope for them to realize is if their fast food meal is maybe 900 calories, if they were to create a plate that had a certain amount of protein and fresh vegetables, that they'd have a significantly higher amount of food than they would if they had eaten the fast food. And this is maybe to get them thinking about um, how they get their calories, and maybe some kids that may be insecure about their physical appearance may think, well, I'm just not going to eat, or I'm going to eat very little of this fast food. Whereas if they were to choose something that was high in nutrition but low calorie, then maybe they can actually eat more. And to get them thinking that, or comparing that there's nutritional value as far as minerals and um, just the overall nutrition that they would need. And in the very end, they would present that information to the class in a structured way and come up with their conclusion as well. And then the remainder of the class would have the opportunity to evaluate them. If you notice here, I also did, because it's a group assignment, gave them the opportunity to evaluate each other so that we know how much they actually participated in the final product. And okay, so below here in the tasks, you can see the links for the nutritional information, and these are the ones that are available within walking distance of the high school, as McDonald's, Taco Bell, Jack in the Box, Del Taco. And the USD tracker is going to help them calculate the nutritional value of the food. So what you do is you plug in what the food is, and it'll pop up how many calories, how much protein, how much calcium, how much potassium it has. And then the USDA agricultural quick stat is what the researcher would use to find out what produce is made in the area. You can narrow it, basically it allows you to narrow it down by city. And then this very bottom one, the USDA DRI calculator is the daily recommended intake. So what you do here is you plug in your age, your height, your weight, and then it tells you how much you should consume in a day and how much of these nutrients within food, not just the calories, but what specific nutrients are recommended for your age group. Again, they can use that information to compare what a fast food meal might give you versus what we consider a healthy meal. Okay, and then the next thing, so let me go a little further, is the evaluation. And here's the rubric. And the things that I chose to evaluate them on is the individual group work, how well they participated within the group, and this is how quickly they were able to give the remainder of the group the information that they need to continue the project. The conclusion, which is what's going to need them to use their critical thinking skills, and then the oral presentation, which is how well they are able to present the information, their speaking skills, how well they're able to engage the audience, and the fact that they addressed all the key points that I originally asked them to include. And then, of course, the conclusion, and it kind of briefly states what I hope that they learned from this project. And then, of course, the teacher page. And here you could see the content standards that were addressed within the WebQuest, which are specific to health education. And that's pretty much it. Thank you.